Hello, hello. Welcome in. Do my check real quick. Should be good. Perfect. All right. There it is. Perfect, perfect. All right. Where'd we leave? Oh, I remember. Well. Yeah. Some things have changed for one Edgeworth. And, well, Judge Gavel's goal, where we will meet a detained Edgeworth. Oh, man, not like this. April 6th. We were taken in because of, aiding and abetting a suspect, I guess. And, involving myself in a case I wasn't supposed to be involved in. Although I definitely could have done the, I'm an assistant defense attorney, wink wink. But apparently not. Anyway, never thought I'd spend another night in here again. He has been in here, though. And they stripped me of all the evidence we've so painstakingly gathered. Damn. All evidence, huh? That means I have to remember it? Question mark? Even if they did, let me keep Kei's Yatagarasu pinned. I can't help but worry about her. They'd better be treating her well. Aw, he only cares about her, though. She thinks she's the murderer currently because she saw the hooded man, red raincoat hooded man, at her feet, knocked out or whatever. The murderer is... It was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. Personally, I don't think your statements are wholly valid because, you know, she has amnesia, but we'll go with it. Come on, let's go. You've got a visitor. Oh, a visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? No, though I'm not sure what to even say to him. Wait there. He is a detainee. They're leaving me unsupervised. Surprise. Forgive the intrusion. Forgive the intrusion. Judge Gavel. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, take a seat. Gavel's up to some stuff, so... And... maybe she wants to take down the corruption and... What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagine you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. Oh, what could she possibly want from me now? See, an emotional person would be, yeah, because you're the one that put me in here. But an Edgeworth... he's already scheming. I suppose I'd better find out. Can I show her the Yatagarasu pin? Miss Faraday is currently being interrogated about her involvement in the murder. You and the committee. You know what you're doing, don't you? You know that the wrongful arrest and persecution of an innocent person is beyond reprehensible. That's quite the slanderous remark. I would ask that you frame your outburst with a little more care. Besides, she is not innocent. You merely wish that she is. Oh, you can't say that. You don't have conclusive proof. Nor do you have conclusive proof to the contrary. So let's retread this tired old topic again. She will go to trial, and the goddess will pass her judgment. There's nothing you can do to stop that. Where's the Phoenix Wright attorney, huh? And there's nothing more to say on the subject. Instead, let us speak of the matter at hand. You know, this would have been a great time for an Edgeworth or a Phoenix to show up. Phoenix and Maya, your visit. You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. So, I'm to be treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation has rather plummeted. It has indeed, for you, of course, and your friends. Oh. Oh. Look, it's Fender and Emma, obviously, but I was questioning slightly because, well, I thought about it. That attorney and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier. Fender and Emma. It could be the other pair. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't. You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior. Did you come here just to chit-chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands. You're up to something, Gavel. Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know. I figured you would be worried about how they were all doing. You know, what was the case that brought us to trial, right? Because, like, I've noticed Edgeworth spent a lot of time being not the head prosecutor. He's just assisting. I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Your motive. Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here simply to talk, nothing more. There's something I wish to know about you. Oh, me? Yes, who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted. And a born prosecutor at that. Please, Judge Gavel, your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds. I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth, and it is why I fail to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that. And yet... No hope of succeeding doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And also... thoroughness in this profession is like a good thing, you know? It's not... It really is about the truth. It's not about being the victor. It's about coming out with the correct conclusion. Even if it puts you in potentially a bad light, as our detained Edgeworth is slowly finding out. And yet, I don't imagine the old me would have ever been so reckless. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. Just as you and the committee believe now. But a certain person... God damn it, why you have to hit me with this song? But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice. And once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw that I am only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe. You know how to hit me like this, man. Detective Gumshoe. The many investigative officers of the force, and even K. Detective Gumshoe. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. You understand me. I highly doubt it. Someone who's so focused on forcing their idea of justice onto others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. Okay. They could have took that the other way too, but that she is going penultimate. Before I go, there's one remaining matter. I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. If that was all you had to tell me, you could have just sent a message. And trust the goddess's words to another. That wouldn't do now, would it? Okay. Till then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. Uh-huh. Alright. Oh, I can move. My bad. Let's pop a save really quickly. Judge Gavel's goal, huh? Why the rush to arrest? A very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep soundly on it nevertheless, loudly snoring all the while. I suppose we'll probably never get to work together again. God damn it. But I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I will follow my own path to the end. The window is barred with heavy steel. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. A prison inmate hatched a plot to escape by using a file to cut his cell bars. I won't be doing that, though, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. What am I saying? I wouldn't even do it if I did have one. Uh-huh. There's a note. Sorry, we're currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. What sort of mental preparations can one even make? You just have to accept it, I guess, huh? There's a menu here on the table. It seems that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. What looks like good. Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch. Add linguine for only $1. Basmati and brown rice special. For a limited time only. Add regular white rice at no extra cost. It's probably for the best that I'm not very hungry. Uh-huh. It's also probably for the best that you, having your trial in one day. I've barely spent any time in here, and already I can feel my personal appearance slipping. I may have given up my badge, but I mustn't give up on myself. My collar. It's slightly creased. There. A tidy outside begets a tidy inside. Which is why it's more important now than ever to take care of myself. Uh-huh. There's a poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that, due to the warden's arrest, a Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who were looking forward to their daily casting of the die. Did anyone really need an apology for the cessation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? Oh, do I have another visitor? Okay. Oh, thank goodness, you seem alright. That's a load off of my mind. Ah! Such a heartwarming scene. It's enough to make a grown man cry. Oh, but you're still not your usual cheer. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you had to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. Also debatable. I don't know if she didn't do anything wrong, but I don't know if she's a murderer either. But you're not. You can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself? How can I, Mr. Ed? When there's no me left to believe in. None at all. I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together. And I dare say you left quite the impression on me. You see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence. And why you should believe in yourself too. Thank you. But I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone. You know, this is like... I mean, I've never had to encountered a person with amnesia, but this is like a real... I feel like a real thing you would go through with amnesia is like... There's potential that that person you knew is really just gone forever, unless they suddenly remember. Which, I mean, we're probably expecting her to remember at some point, right? But, shit. You never know, I guess. That's fucking scary. Okay, no. You remind me of my younger self, you know? So noble, so bold. And this is the justice you and the committee stand for. Justice. I suppose you could call it that. Uh-huh. Why does he play with fire? What is he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? I wonder why. Wink, wink. I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. There's some hidden agenda at play. There's no time to second-guess myself. If I'm going to find out what it is, it's now or never. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be... Wait. Oh, you got mind chess, Chairman. Why is the Chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? It doesn't make any sense. There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. Come now, Miles. I'm a busy, important man. I think the answer we're all looking for is if you think about where the underground auction takes place, some things start to line up. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. The only way out of our current predicament is through Chairman Winner. Oh, there's so much to ask and so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. Also, look, I like the mind chess minigame, but if the man just walks away, I'm done, right? I can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Mind chess, commence. Why the rush? Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear a satisfactory explanation. An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that. You know exactly what I mean. Tut tut. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? Oh, wait, I wanted to... I can't look at evidence. Fuck. I want to look at his profile real quick. Bide my time. And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then? Oh, what do you mean, what then? Think how that would look, my boy. And who would have to take the blame? Me, that's who. Huh? Not yet. You're right to keep your mouth shut. That way you won't say anything foolish. Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not while Kay's innocent is still in death. Ha! You're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears. Spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Ah. Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. It certainly doesn't sound like a statement of an impartial representative of the law. Huh? You think so? Ah, excuse me. Had a sneeze there. Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little? Chairman Winter certainly knows how to dodge a question, but it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Hayes' arrest. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Okay? Sufficient investigation. We can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. How much time? How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? Well, now let's see. You know what? I'm not sure I can remember. And I'm sure you can. You won't bluster your way out of this one. It's not bluster, my boy. I honestly don't recall. It's a problem when you get to be my age, you see. Why? I even forget my own son's name sometimes. Never mind, you're foolish. You're fool of a son. Answer me. How long did you spend on the investigation? You're right, of course. The boy's a fool. I never meant for him to grow up like that, but... Oh, woe is me. He's only too happy to derail the conversation no matter where I take it. I have to force him to take this seriously. Let's try another tack for now. Uh-huh. We're the ones calling the shots. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient. And you're the one who calls all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. Ho ho ho. I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. It doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I care about such things. Ah, you wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not the deferential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing a prosecutor's badge again anytime soon. I don't need that badge anyway. Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge isn't the be-all end-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. Oh. So young. So very young. A word of advice, Miles. From somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in that state. Now's my chance. Now answer. The youth these days are wont to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. This is different. Well, well. Maybe you do know your place after all. What's the matter? Scared? Oh ho ho! Hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. They can get quite emotional after all. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hand. Not quite, but sure. We can go with that. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them, so why not give it up, dear boy? No. And why not? It's simple, because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. But what you're doing is pointless, tragically, and miserably pointless. Please, just give up. She's guilty. The decision has been made. The decision has been made. Once again, your choice of words intrigues me. It's almost as if Kay's guilt has already been determined from before her arrest. What are you trying to imply? You plan to have her arrested, implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal, right from the very start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. But it's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you? No, he's trying to make his escape. We must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. Yep. It's fake, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge. And I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. I still have questions. Wait, we're not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking. So make it brief, will you? What grounds do you have? Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes. I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now. But I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. Don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long. Well, honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know. I really am quite the busy man. Or are you just pretending to be busy, That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age. I ask you, my boy, what could I ever hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? You're hoping to avoid taking up the case. You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic. It really is. That you would suspect me of such things. It's not a suspicion, it's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest for a start. Now, my boy. Let's not get carried away. There's plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage. These were all in her possession. The letter. And of course, her confession. I think we did display the corsage to match with that. I don't think we ever revealed that we had the second letter. Kate, or Rosie's letter to Kay. I know we talked about the masks, but I don't know if we revealed that information. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. But those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away. Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true, I can't counter your argument right now. But you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Kay is innocent. No, my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Ugh. Fine. Who gave the order? Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested? Ha! That was me, my boy. I can't seem to remember. Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. Time to deploy my clue. Remember the evidence. I'd appreciate if you stopped playing the old man card. You remember the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. And if you really did have memory problems, you should get out of the job. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you. Ho. So let me ask you again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. He wasn't such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really. I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. You are very mean. You know that, don't you? The arrest. You say I believe the order was given by... you, of course. Come now, Chairman Winner. We both know it was you. Alright, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your questions for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. I just have to ask the right questions. I think I know what it is. I already said it. The end game is at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. Tell me what you know. The suspect, Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true. No. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed. Okay. You seem to have an awful lot about this case. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. Too bad. The same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. Calling me out, son. Calling me out. Oh. I'm a very busy man. Do try to remember that I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. This is why I don't like mind chess as a mechanic. Well, as a mechanic, very fun. As a theory, it's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. So, let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. But I have some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. Oh? You kept saying how busy you are. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing K, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. But a tragic one, too. After all, your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. Uh-huh. We have yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. She was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? Ah. That's right. Although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. We didn't have proof she was in the storeroom. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. Uh-huh. Weatherden. I know that she's a spy. Yet you know every other detail about the case. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. The more you tell me! For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner? Oh, that's the intimidating face you like to make again. Oh, well, two can play this game. How do you like me now? I think you're gonna burn off your beard at some point, and I can't wait to see. Smile. But I'm gonna bide my time because you're angry. I do have to commend you and your doggedness. It really is something. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? I just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit, the only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake? Load her down with. And another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. Uh-huh. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you. It's finally time to shed light on the truth. All that's left is to play one last move. Kay is innocent. Huh? Except I know it wasn't her. Kay was framed. The true culprit set it all up so she would take the fall instead. That is my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. See, as I said, he was gonna burn his beard. Oh, my, you really are a sharp one, huh? It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it, you're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate. Uh-huh. A mind chess, checkmate. You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and a conviction secured, this whole mess goes away. And that's what will happen. But whose interests does a conclusion like that serve? I wonder. Huh? The committee's, I suppose. And mine. Now, listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant and heartfelt and sincere, and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect, I know that, but your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. But would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth, you make it, little by little. Okay, Faraday, murder, that's the truth. The truth I created. Yes, my boy, that's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes, it's painful. It just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere. Because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know. But why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened? You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I have all the power here. Curse you. Well, aren't you menacing? Behind those cell bars. You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappeared from my life. Oh, it just makes me want to cry and cry and cry. I think he said that right into the camera. Uh-huh. Yep. I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winter. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay is innocent to the world then. Here we are. Ah. Huh. Why is she the only one in a unique outfit? Everyone else is wearing... Why is she the only one in a unique outfit? I guess him too. Huh. Where's his judge clothes, I guess? 8:30 a.m. Damn, that was really early, huh? Alright. 10 members, over a majority, are present. I hereby call this hearing to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworthy. Here, in the sights of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass faith and frank judgment. Fair and frank, don't make me laugh. Verity, if you would be so kind to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworthy. I actually want to know. On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he wasn't conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be tamed by myself and Chairman Winter. I forgot her voice is very soft. His actions compromise the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney. And despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist. The suspect, 1K Faraday, is innocent of all charges. You know, it'd be really great if you just took this to court, you know, but perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well. Of course. On the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by...
Me, Eustace Winner, Premier Prosecutor.
The floor is yours, Mr. Winner. Does she have to lead Eustace around? Because she's being like, I want to say forced, but I can see a Gavel using Chairman Winner as a, like, obviously I think it's Chairman Winner, but Gavel still has things about her.
The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room.
Yeah, I think there should be a lot more questions about an illicit auction.
Ringer took part in that auction, I think, yes.
Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction.
When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not in fact the auctioneer.
You deduce nothing of the sort. And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winner?
Yes. I got this. So far, it was overcome by...
Crushing remorse, Eustace.
Yes, that. Tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on a viewing platform. And what was Miss Ringer? And that person was Miss Ringer, I take it?
Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at the time, when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat.
And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me, that's who.
Oh. Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics. Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensics investigators under Mr. Winner's command.
I knew it. The blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it. And the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So, as you can see, Kay Faraday was a killer. There's no way anyone else could have done it. All right, Miles. I expect you to have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we?
I have no objections, Chairman Winner.
Well, now, is that so? I thought it would have taken more than a single night in a detention to break you.
Objection! No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty. Overruled. I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winner's investigation was fair and impartial.
Oh, of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time. You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. If, and this is purely hypothetical, of course, you were to withdraw your objections. You might wake up tomorrow to find yourself a proud owner of a seat on this committee.
Bro did not just say that, did he? Did he just say that? Yeah. It's him. So, I ask you again.
Do you have objections, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, if you think you can buy my silence, think again.
You'll watch your mouth.
Your chairman just admitted to... I guess it is bribery, right? Not monetary bribery, a positional bribery in blackmail. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I had one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is. You want to put us on trial, my boy? Very well, if it will make you happy. And he agrees to it. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with some materials pertaining to the case.
Really? But sir...
This will be his last hurrah. So let's humor him with the send-off he desires.
If you say so, Mr. Chairman.
Evidence data received from Judge Gavelle. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Okay, nothing particularly new. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume? None whatsoever.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, don't worry, okay? Everything will be fine, you'll see.
Committee's view. Miss Ringer attended the auction as a potential buyer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale.
That's why it's a red raincoat. Ah.
So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up onto the fruit.
From the store? No, that's not. There's another exit.
After she emerged from the viewing onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Fari. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee view on the case.
Uh-huh. The raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true? It makes a lot of sense if it was. Okay. We believe so is not...
We believe so, yes.
We believe so is not conclusive. Thank you very much.
You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Gen 4, I assume?
Yes.
The raincoat is a piece of evidence from that case. It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility. But our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances.
And wound up in the auction along with everything else. That makes sense, I suppose. Wonderful work, Verity. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever. I mean, I get they're not dealing with the auction yet, but the auction is like something is not to be completely ignored in this case either.
You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us all some time and simply admit defeat.
Oh, I'll do no such thing, thank you very much.
Very well. It's good to know that you still have some fight in you.
It is. Why? There's Verity. Come to think of it, she said some strange things when she visited me this morning, too. What exactly is she up to? That's what I want to know. She's certainly up to things. I am gonna press her, though, as always. I think I already know the statement that it is, though. In other words, a member of the committee was actively involved in the illegal evidence trade. Yeah.
It is unfortunate. I don't know what else to say.
And, of course, we'll be looking into any such activities just as soon as this hearing is over and done with. This is what I figured they'd say.
Commend your decision to pursue the matter further, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, don't be silly, Verity. It's the least we can do, really.
Not that it's any of your business, Miles. Not anymore. Ha ha. Only you had remained a prosecutor. But you didn't. Now, if we're done making an old man cry over this whole sad affair.
Very well. Allow me to continue. Uh-huh.
Hold it!
So the raincoat really was one of the auction lots. That's correct. I believe it originally belonged to Mr. Shelley D. Killer.
Considering its status as a piece of evidence, it's the only logical conclusion.
It's from when he made his attempt on the president's life. There was an unexplained unexplained mannequin standing amongst the other items on sale. Could well have been used to display the coat prior to the auction. We do know how the items were being smuggled in. Do we know how the items were being smuggled in? That is still under investigation, and is entirely unrelated to the matter at hand. I'd say debatable. I don't think entirely unrelated is... That's a stretch without further investigation. She might be right in that it may or may not be relevant to our current predicament, though. Especially considering that you will soon officially be prosecutor no longer, Mr. Edgeworth. It sounds like the outcome of this hearing is a foregone conclusion. No surprises there. My personal circumstances aren't important right now. Please continue, Your Honor. As I was saying, the raincoat was one of the items up for sale. After winning and paying for it, she left the auction for her purchase. Why did she leave so soon after making her purchase? Because of the auction house rules. Why do you know that? Winning bidders are expected to pay for their items immediately. Yeah? Actually, Miss Hart told us pretty much the exact same thing. Okay. Miss Ringer. Yes. I agree. That was not the statement I latched on. She left the auction with her purchase. Miss Ringer, having paid for the raincoat, probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules. She had to pay for it immediately. She didn't have to leave, I don't think, right? And also, this is where our real statement contradiction lies. Miss Ringer was a member of the committee. Could she not have left the committee chamber via the main door? While the auction was still underway, that would risk exposing its existence to those outside the trusted circle of attendees. Given that Miss Hart found out about it, I think its existence is already well and exposed. The rules of the auction stated that attendees were to enter and leave via the hatch in the roof. Miss Ringer had no reason not to follow those rules. And given where the murder took place, we know that she must have done so. After emerging onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Hart. But why? What possible motive could Kay have had? That is exactly what we are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday. I keep calling her Mr. Coercive interrogation after the fact, something you seem to specialize in. Yeah, after the fact. The murderer knew that the attendees would all be leaving via the hatch. Then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. That's what I'm saying. So as I was saying, after she emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked. Actually, give me 1 second. I realized I should do something.
Boom, perfect. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. That off, not bad. And shortly thereafter, her flame went out. And thus concludes the committee's view. Her flame went out. Alright. It is a distinct way of putting she died. But, you know. The flame of her life, Mr. Edgeworth. But perhaps her flame was stolen from her is more apt.
Objection!
Yeah. But the candelabrum that extinguished her life was one of the auction items. Meaning, Kay had no way of getting a hold of it to begin with. That is very, very true.
Overruled.
As Faraday cannot have lain and wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She could easily have snuck down the ladder and stolen it while the auction was underway. If only we knew where the candle holder was during the auction. That would surely clear the matter up, no? Well, either of you? Sadly, we don't have anything that could tell us much on that front at the moment. Forgive me, sir. This is something we are hoping to establish through further investigation. There's so much further investigation going on here. Well, isn't it a shame, Miles, my boy? It seems this line of inquiry is something of a dead end, then, isn't it? So the theory is that the victim and her killer met on the roof, and that's where the murder took place. In other words, it's assumed the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. No, is that really the case? I thought I had evidence that clearly showed the story of what happened that night. Time to double check. So it's this. I think there's other statements we could quote-unquote contradict too, but they're definitely looking for this with, oh wait, maybe not this statement. She was not attacked here on the viewing platform. She was attacked, I think maybe the elevator blood?
Objection!
Elevator. Silence. And why not? What precisely is... For one thing, the fact that you clearly do not believe in yourself. Alright, fine. How do I say it, though? No. I know there's blood on their hand, though, too. From the storeroom. Attacked by Miss Farrett. I mean, I think the what's it called? By the victim whose blood and fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. How do I say exactly though? Maybe it is a statement.
Objection!
Nope. Well, maybe I plop a save. I know what the answer's supposed to be, but how do I say it? You know? There's also, we found blood on the letter.
Objection!
There we go. Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gavel. But what is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing? Oh, what?
She is an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious. Well now, I ain't really an eyewitness. More of an ear witness, I guess. Oh, she's not exactly the most confident, inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she? She is a dedicated photographer. Thank you very much. I like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ooh, that's a... You can think that, I guess. You're free to think that. Then you should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Miss Hart. Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. But according to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom. Just before she took this picture.
Wait, you're saying Gavel got it?
Wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying.
What?
Miss Hart, if I may confirm your account of the events you witnessed that night. You saw the person in the picture, correct? I sure did, clear as day. And with my own 2 eyes to boot. And what were your impressions at that point? My impressions? This right here is the scoop of the century, something like that.
Yes, well, that makes sense.
I was hoping for more for your impressions on the person in question. That there's a walking meal ticket. Seriously? Just my little joke. No need to look at me like I done sat on your lunch. I mean, that's genuinely what she thought. A whole red raincoat, right? Well, I took one look, and I thought, that's our perp right there. And therein lies the rub. For Miss Hart to have thought... This is a weird line of thinking. For Miss Hart to have thought such a thing means that the murder occurred. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when will you learn to use your words? If it's an explanation of the facts that you require, you need only ask, you know. Oh, what do you mean? I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard. Voices that may be unrelated.
Objection!
Unrelated? You can do better than that. Yeah. Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Ringer's? You're kidding me, right? Them folks were talking crime-related turkey. Oh, my name ain't Lotta Dang Ha. But did you hear them clearly? Well, can't rightly say for sure, but... I can't rightly say nothing, and you know it. They was using voice changes. I done told y'all that. Precisely. Miss Hart heard voices, but those voices were disguised. That is not why I think the murder was committed there, but okay. Which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
Objection!
Oh. Heh. You don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth. Objection! Seems I overestimated you, Judge Gavel. Nonsense! Verity's the best of us, my boy. The very best. And yet she believes that what Miss Hart heard might not have had anything to do with the murder. Even supposing that that's the case, it doesn't prove the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. The incident happened before the victim was able to go up to the roof. That much we can say for certain. And I can tell you why. This proves that the incident happened before the victim went up on the roof.
Take that!
We initially thought that the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Yes. Actually... Wait. if the person in the red raincoat's the victim, it makes no sense why they would be walking about already, actually. So this is a different person in the red raincoat. Huh? There's two red raincoats. There's two of them. Yes, because Miss Hart said as much. Indeed, she told us about the blood she saw in this person's hand. And I doubt many people would have thought differently, given her testimony. Ergo, if this person is the killer, then the blood we see would be from when they attacked the victim. And knowing what we know now, that this person is in fact the victim, it recontextualizes everything. The presence of the blood still shows that the picture was taken after the attack, but now it tells us something very important about the victim. This is the victim. Survive the attack would be the answer then. I'll be right back though. 1 second. Anyways, survived the attack. There's no doubt in my mind that the victim was attacked in the storeroom. But here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This can only mean that Miss Ringer survived the attack. The blood on her hand is from the wound she had sustained.
What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound?
The wound wasn't on her hand, Mr. Winter. I imagine she used her hand to try and staunch the wound. That's right. While it's impossible to tell from this angle, the victim was already mortally wounded here.
Ho ho ho! Well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it?
It very much would. Not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. Her encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken. After the victim had already been attacked and was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Kay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds.
That would have been quite the coincidence.
Oh, it's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say. This is where they're gonna bring up Kay was also in the storeroom, I think. You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworthy.
Well, that or pretending to not remember it.
Oh, what fact am I forgetting?
I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery.
Dad, Gavel works for me.
Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job. You really are. A total and utter embarrassment.
Am not. I hate to break it to you, but you both are.
Go to it, Gavel. Put Edgeworth out of his
misery, as you wish. What you're forgetting. Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest. And we all know what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabra. I doubt anyone could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. Instantaneous death.
Nicely done, Gavel. Now, Edgeworth.
We'll have to make several objections. Yes, I'm afraid I will.
What? Oh, why? Weren't you listening?
Oh, I was listening, very carefully, in fact, hence my objections.
Come on. Why do you always have to undermine me?
That's never my intention, I assure you.
It isn't.
Because you do it so well to yourself every single time already. It only seems like I'm undermining you because you're incorrect so often. It's not my fault.
Of course it isn't. Yes, I knew that because I'm... Please, Eustace, just stop, for goodness sake. You already embarrass me enough. Huh? What do you mean, Dad?
I'm oppressor, as usual.
Hold it!
Okay. Oh, 3 wounds. That can't have been pleasant. Yes. Which is why we must see that the perpetrator of this cruel act pays for their sins. Oh, don't listen to her, Kay. She's just trying to scare you. If we could please continue on, Judge Gavel. Very well. As I was saying, there were 3 wounds. And we all know what those wounds are from, don't we?
Hold it!
Do we now? I do, but perhaps we should ask Mr. Winner. He does, I'm sure, don't you, Eustace?
Who, me? Oh, you bet I do. I know this case inside out.
Who does he think he's fooling?
Eustace, my boy. Make an old man happy and at least glance at the coroner's report, would you? Sure, let's see. Yada yada. 3 puncture wounds, blah blah. Candle holder. No way! That's what they used. Crazy!
Precisely. The wounds were inflicted just as Eustace says. You had to look at the coroner's report for it, though. That's right. And from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabra. And you're sure the stabs to her to the chest were the cause of death. There's no doubt about that. None. One of the spikes on the candelabrum even pierced the victim's heart. And unless you mean to call Dr. Hurt's professional opinion into question, you can only treat that as a fact.
The coroner's opinion backing up my own winning ones. Now that's what I call a flawless victory.
Well, I'm certainly not about to ignore the coroner's finding.
Hey, what about my findings? You can't just ignore them.
What if the cause of death really was the puncture wounds to the chest from the candelabra? Then that would seem to contradict one of the pieces of evidence we've gathered.
He's not just ignoring my findings, he's ignoring me. Do something, Gavel.
As you wish. At the very least, I will ensure that he cannot ignore my own conclusions. Don't worry. Your conclusions are invalid. I doubt anyone could survive such grave wounds.
Hold it!
Okay. The victim may not necessarily have died instantly. I think we can say that much at least. Perhaps. She would surely not have lived for longer than a few moments either. So, there are people who could survive even if you stab them in the chest.
Sure, there might be. And there might not be, too.
So, which is it? Trust me, there are not. And in case you're still tempted to believe there might be, care to read the coroner's report? I'm sure you would
Hold
too.
it!
Cause of death is a set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder. Well done for reading, Mr. Edgeworthy. My report forms the basis of my own conclusion. In other words, if I disprove what it says, I disprove your conclusions too. Oh, you have the strangest sense of humor. I wouldn't mind seeing you try. However, before you do, I would advise you to read that report very carefully. After all, I am not interested in your opinions, only in solidly grounded deductions. Very well. Then you shall have my deductions.
Mr. Edgeworthy. Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be all right. I need to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. If I can't, Kay's fate will be sealed. It made it sound like they wanted it. That's right. From when she stabbed in the chest. Coroner's report? Do I have that? Coroner's findings. Time of death at some time late last night. Cause of death is a set of 3 puncture wounds on left side. Oh. A head injury post-mortem. Prominent burn mark on the back of the victim's right hand. It doesn't say immediate death. I could do the coroner's report. How are they still alive? I mean, there's the picture. Anyone could survive such grave wounds.
Objection!
That wasn't it. God damn it. No, why? Is it this one then? 3-armed candelabrum? A candle holder. Is a candelabram's a candle holder, right? This is a statement I wanted to try.
Objection!
That wasn't right.
Hold it!
And I press this though. And you're sure the stab wounds to the chest were the cause of death? There's no doubt about it. But if the cause of death really was the puncture wounds to the chest from the candelabrum, that would seem to contradict one of the pieces of evidence we've gathered. So the cause of death contradicts. I think it could be like the blood, but not this yet. Could be the victim letter too. The victim's letter, because there's no. But we already went through that, I think, too, right? But if the cause of death really was the puncture wounds to the chest from the candelabrum, contradict one of the pieces of evidence we've gathered. What's this? What was this? I need to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. That is true. did survive, though, right? How do we prove they survived, though? My thing is how was the body? How did the body move from there to the moving or viewing platform then? Right? If they didn't survive. Hmm. Okay, not that. I don't think those are important yet. Cause of death, stab wound to chest. Post-mortem head injury. This is the victim. How do we... I think it might be like one of the blood thing. I might try this again. No. It's heard not long after.
Objection!
Fine, fine. You got me, Verity. I don't know how to answer that. What you're forgetting. By a 3-armed candelabrum. Could it maybe the candelabrum?
Objection!
Nope. Okay. And this one has a lot of, how do I say it? Because sure, you would change your tune. What if I do the candle, this and this?
Objection!
Nope. No. No, what? You believe there's something wrong with it? Well. No, nothing seems out of place. And perhaps you could refrain from insinuating otherwise. Well, that blew up in my face. You could. That's kind of funny because using dialogue, actually. I feel like I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to say it. I could try the what's it called, I guess.
Objection!
Nope. We all know what these wounds are from, don't we? She was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. I mean, this is...
Objection!
I didn't think it was that. I think it's gotta be she survived, right? She survived, but with what evidence?
Hold it!
I'm not interested in your opinion. Deductions, okay. It's gotta be something in the coroner's findings. Late last night, cause of death is a set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest, inflicted by a candle holder. Left side of the chest? Head injury post-mortem. Prominent burn on the back of victim's right hand. Yes. I mean, the post-mortem thing, but I'm thinking the left... What about the handprint? Bloody handprint.
Oh. I really don't know how to say this. I feel like they do want me to do the coroner's report, but... Three-armed candelabra. I did think she was stabbed by that, though. Anyone can survive such grave wounds. How did she get the raincoat on? How'd they get the red raincoat on if they died?
Objection!
I don't know how to say this.
Well...
Here to read the coroner's report. Could it be their clothes?
Objection!
Nope. I believe the coroner's report. We're not doubting the coroner's report. I doubt anyone could survive such grave wounds. I think that's got to be it, right? Vote.
Objection!
No one. I guess we just keep going until we find it then.
Objection!
Damn, dude. I don't know how to say it. They're clearly alive. But what contradicts it? When it was removed? The candelabrum being removed?
Objection!
Okay, it's not that. Try the next statement, I guess. Candelabrum. The location of the candelabrum? There's like many things that could it be, I feel like. No? Would you mind taking a look at this, Joe? No connection. I don't know why I had to think of this. Yeah, no. Yeah, what are they asking for exactly? I need to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. Yes. Alive and breathing. Alive and breathing after the attack. And if you press her on this, you get... corners, yes. But if the cause of death really was the puncture wounds to the chest from the candelabrum, that would seem to contradict one of the pieces of evidence we've gathered. So what, though? Like the blood dripping? What? Let me look through... I don't think that's involved. No. No. This torn, yeah. Possibly. pushing her off the building. I don't think it's this statement. I think it's this one. Not the key card yet. That's not relevant yet. Miss Hart's statement? Auction continued even after the murder occurred. Yeah, no. Huh.
Objection!
I don't know. Yeah, my thinking is that the location of where the candelabrum ended up, or I'm gonna just try everything on each statement. You clearly do not believe in yourself. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you would change your tune. Victim also suffered a head injury post-mortem. What about the head injury post-mortem, right?
Objection!
Yeah, no. Alright, let me just commit to finding it. Every piece of evidence. Until I lose, yep. I think it's gotta be this statement. I didn't think it was this. My thinking is like, how did they get the raincoat on? How did the candelabrum get downstairs? It could be Kay's testimony. It wasn't that. No, why? Because she's clearly right. Oh. Or like, what about the blood on the ladder too? There's a lot, like, potential outs. I don't know how to say the out though. Not anyone can survive such grave wounds. Such grave wounds. Ugh. What is the contradiction, dude? Why does the raincoat not have a wound, but they put on the raincoat afterward, and they seen walking? It could be the picture, again. Like they're moving. Maybe it's the picture, again. Nope. Now. I'm super sorry about this if you're watching this, because I'm being dumb. No. Okay. I thought it could have been that. There's a lot more than she was found with, but okay, sure. I feel bad about looking it up though. Don't we? Fuck it. Coroner's report.
Objection!
It's not the coroner's report. Survive such grave wounds.
Objection!
It's not the coroner's report. Fuck it. It's probably something not the blood. You think it's the math? Each participant in the auction wore one.
Objection!
I read the coroner's report. A piece of evidence doesn't make sense. Change your tune. It's supposed to be a reverse thinking thing, I think. It's not about that she was stabbed with the candelabrum, because I think that's fairly obvious. It's about something else. You care to read the coroner's report? Sure, you change your tune. What about the head injury afterwards? On the left side of the chest. Head injury afterwards. Prominent burn mark. The time? Late last night, yeah. Discovered in the committee chamber. I don't know, man.
Objection!
I'll try Miss Hart's statement.
Objection!
Nope. My thing is, I thought it was the blood, but
Objection!
maybe it is the blood. I don't know. I obviously don't know the answer. Like it could be any of these, right? It wasn't that. Oh, I lost. No, and yet there's nothing more I can do. It's my first time singing a beat scene, actually. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Remained in darkness. No. What a save game. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, where were we at? I already lost my place.
Objection!
I feel like it has to be one of, like, these 5 things. No, I doubt anyone could have survived such grave wounds.
Objection!
But the bloodline... If they died immediately, then how is their body standing? How is their blood all over the place? That's my line of thought. How's the raincoat not have any puncture wounds or anything? Like, they put the raincoat on after they were stabbed, right? Maybe it is the raincoat.
Objection!
Are you kidding me? I just didn't try, bro. Fuck! It was because it was on after they were stabbed, bro. Actually, I need to hear this explanation. Chairman Winner, you know what this is, of course. The red raincoat. That's right, isn't it, Verity? Yes, sir. The one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here. Well, I'm afraid I might have to, regardless. Now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Gavelle. You told us that the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. But do you remember where exactly they were found? Of course. They were found on the hood and... No.
What's the matter, Verity?
The hood and... Was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat? No, it was not. And doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? Fine. Does this physically state that on the hood? It probably does. Fingerprints and blood on the hood. Hey, maybe it is slightly my fault for not reading that, but also... That's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one. There are multiple avenues you could have taken that, I feel like. But whatever. The head wound. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just from some incidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain a head injury first. The head wound is before, but it was stated to be post-mortem. So that means the coroner's report was a lie, then. As you said, she had been stabbed first. There should be blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, this ringer could not have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we concede this point, that the head injury came before the chest wounds, what difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case? I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises an even more fundamental contradiction. Are coroner's reports fucking falsified? Or they're inept? Assuming this is true, we just proved our coroner's report incorrect. Postmortem's after death. So the coroner's report just lies, straight up lies. Okay, that's fun. I have to admit, you have me intrigued. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction with some evidence. Which piece of evidence best demonstrates the contradiction the order of the injuries reveals? Might be the raincoat. The raincoat not being stabbed? What? Understanding of anything. What? The blood markings, possibly? It could still be the raincoat, because why does the raincoat not have stab holes? Stabby stab holes. I don't know, dude. It could be a multitude of them.
Take that!
And this is Dr. Hertz's preliminary findings, according to which the victim suffered a head injury post-mortem. The order suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is exactly the opposite, yes. Bailiff. This court hereby subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the committee chamber with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to a close. Yes, Your Honor. I'll go fetch her at once. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she'll be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there's another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they?
Yes, good point. We've never looked into that, huh?
Yeah, kind of vital important. So... That's kind of stupid. I think that's kind of stupid that the coroner's report was wrong, bro. Fine. Despite having mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworthy, do you have any thoughts on the matter? No, we've seen nothing that might serve as clear as evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet. But there is someone involved with the case that I suspect that at the very least, they might be able to point us in the right direction. And that's Chairman Winner. I demand that you testify as to what you know.
What?
He was so forthcoming.
Are you crazy? Why would you accuse my dad? You'd cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of committee. Do you understand the implications of such an act?
I don't care who or what he is. We're talking about the truth here. And about a man who seems dead set on framing Kay at all costs. The mask, the corsage, ticket stub, and everything else. The items Kay were carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession somehow. The ticket stubs are a stretch. The student ticket stub. Pretty early in the evening, huh? Unless she stayed for a while. I had the thought, that's when it was bought, but if she used it past midnight, it's invalid, right? So she had to do it before midnight, before Ringer Rosie entered that. But anyway, by Chairman Winner himself. A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe. But for the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing? To cast suspicion on Kay, of course, why else? I even managed to get him to say something to that effect. Chairman Winner, your rebuttal, please. I think the good chairman might be in shock. Ha! So what if I did? Did you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? Say you got me to admit as much? But where is your proof, huh? With no witnesses to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick. Or do you mean to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on? He still has the arrogance he showed back at the detention center, and yet... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself. If that's all right, Mr. Chairman. Not at all. I'll be very interested to hear this for myself.
I'm intrigued to learn what Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal. Because you'll never find a more fine and upstanding citizen than myself. He has a lot of nerve, acting all innocent like that. Very well, let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hollow trial chamber is a point of suspicion. Very true. A location that should, by rights, only be accessible to the members of the committee. Yes, they all have key cards to the room, after all. Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis. And for that to be possible, there can only be one witty explanation. That's right, Mr. Winter, that the auctioneer is a member of the committee. Oh, no! What on earth? What on earth is wrong now? What do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You did indeed, you utter nitwit. But Miles, my boy, you do realize that you've cast quite the wide net with your explanation. Wide it may be, but you didn't deny it. That's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. That's not the widest net I've ever seen. 10. Miss Ringer's unfortunate passing. 10 potential suspects in total. Oh, well, it certainly isn't me. And it can't be the chairman, can it? Whoever it is, speak up right now. Come. Calm down, all of you, please. Oh. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you've got against me? Heh, you're very quiet all of a sudden. But it's too late to back out now. You accused a former chief prosecutor and a committee chairman of a crime. It brings me to tears, my boy. I would tell you to prepare for the worst. But there's no preparing for what you're about to face. Know your place, my boy. You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember. Insanely vital. I don't know why this wasn't corrected. Fucking insane. And then some other things I hardly even remember. But you needn't have bothered, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said she did it. I'll be right back again. Sorry to stop again here, but... The suspect herself had already said she did it. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. And her sentence will be lighter for it, so rejoice. And there you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. How can I when there was barely a testimony to begin with? That man, he's a very powerful man, isn't he? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it. I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it. You saw a flash of something half remembered, Kay. Nothing more. If you must believe in something, believe in me. When I say you should believe in your own innocence instead. But, I'm up against the head of the committee here. This isn't going to be easy. But he seems to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him. He is quite cocky, I will say. Know your place. I don't press him. Oh. Are you every detail? Why, of course.
Hold it!
Even if the broad strokes are correct, it doesn't make something true. Oh, don't be such a stick in the mud. I'd say the bigger picture is more than enough here. After all, every case has its little inconsistencies and contradictions. They shouldn't. If we let ourselves get bogged down in every single one, we'll never make any arrests. And once we did, the trials would drag on forever. Even you understand that, right? Not in the slightest. Hence my inquiry into the details. Oh, to be so young and pig-headed. Anyway, you keep digging into these little details. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries.
Hold it!
I seem to recall the ringleader's identity and the faulty coroner's report being critical points of contention. Yes, I was listening, my boy, but critical is a matter of opinion. How can you possibly suggest that such fundamental issues are not important? Perhaps it is your ability to make sound judgments that should be on trial here today. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Bravo, my young hothead. Wonderfully cutting stuff. You do like to try, though, don't you? But you needn't be bothered, my boy. There's no way any of what we've discussed today is irrelevant. Not unless you intend to bury the truth. But none of it is relevant, dear boy. The only reason you keep trying to make it relevant is because otherwise you're up a creek without a paddle. Huh. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said she did it. It's because she confessed to something doesn't make it the truth. Kay is suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain of salt.
Objection!
Objection. Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it, dear boy? And it would be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what, why don't we ask her one last time? I'm sure she'll just say the same thing she did again. Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. You'll see if she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you want, Mr. Edgeworthy? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. I know, but there's no other way. I only request that I be the one to question it. Ha! You really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know? But fine, ask away, on one condition. If this turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. Ha! I mean, he's destroying documents like right... We'll call the proceedings to an end then and there, agreed? Call the proceedings to an end? You mean the hearing? Yes, dear boy, that's right. Perhaps you aren't a complete muddlehead after all. Now, just so we're clear, if we ask again, and all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt, she's officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, that sounds like a great plan, if I do say so myself. That's it. You just declare her guilty, just like that. That's the gist of it. It's a big risk. He's going to find a way to condemn her either way if we don't do something. Okay. Yes. I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? Why? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? If I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The Kay you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust. Oh, don't worry, Kay. You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now, I say I know you better than you know yourself. You would never commit a crime. You could never. Because this is who you really are.
Take that!
You're the great thief Yadagarasi, a noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill. Damn. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it.
Hold it!
No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you? No, it's not that. You're trying so hard to help me. And you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you. Ah, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroaded into accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? Which is exactly what the K I know would have done. You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I'm merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. That's one way to phrase it, but hey, it's working. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committing the murder. You need to question it with all you have. That's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Okay. What's wrong? Did you remember something? Oh! It'd be like some cliché movie plot if she did. A cow. Here's a cow. Here's a cow. I can run with that. A cow? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her a few more details. Well, okay. What can you tell us about this cow? I remember now. The person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand. A stuffed cow. I can see it so clearly now. Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. And this court acknowledges the defense's latest statement as new testimony.
Objection!
Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like this. You have to. All due respect, Mr. Chairman. Information pertaining to the victim in her possessions is new and highly relevant evidence.
Objection!
Need I remind you of the adult state of her memory? No, this simply won't do. And her confession's invalid too. Adult? But if we claim her memory is unreliable now, then our own argument is weakened, sir. You said yourself only a few minutes ago that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details, did we not? Were we to call the validity of her memory into question, then we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action? Yes, you're right. Proceed as you see fit, then. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Oh, we're still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. And only thanks to Judge Gavel's intervention. She's helping us. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the stuffed animal. I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honor. We found it in the storeroom, and believe it is yet another auction lot. Wait, that's... do you know something, Val? No, it's just not what I imagined. Is it the hair? I suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carrying. I should look over it carefully. The right horn seems intact. I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of the stuffed toy. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it moved. It does. Sounds like sand being crushed. It would seem there's a recording device hidden inside. And I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I've waited so long for this day, and now I finally have my revenge. Ah! Could this be the moment of the murder? And someone made a recording of it. Hey, that's them right there. Them's the voices I heard. Sure as eggs is eggs. Fortunately, we have no way of verifying that when these voices were recorded. It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder. If only there were some big video footage. Oh. You got bugs in your ears or something, lady? I done told you. Them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got. Yes, it is a possibility. But a weak one without more than your work to back it up. We need something more. Something credible. We need... Yet again, she seems to be stepping in to help. Judge Gavel, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I believe we have something that could explain what these words are referring to and how it's all related.
Take that!
The coroner's preliminary finding. How did they prove anything? Indeed, what on this page shows that the victim's voices must be from the time of the murder. Other remarks.
Take that!
Right here, the other remarks. If you read this part of the report again, you'll soon see what I'm getting at. Which part exactly, may I ask? This part, perhaps?
Take that!
My bad, bro. Burn mark. Think again on the words we hear. This part in particular sticks out in my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. Fine. The victim has a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand. And what of it? According to Kay's testimony, the victim was carrying the stuffed cow toy. And a burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording it captured. Ha! It's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time, right? I'm not so sure that it does, especially not in this case. recorded such that the recording may be from the time of the murder. In which case, one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit. And based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely that it's the one we heard the most. But they still don't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female. Due to the voice change is correct. Unfortunate but unavoidable. One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like what I done told you they was. I can say something else now too. Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. Do as you wish. According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. It seems this was the point at which money exchanged hands. The murder happened immediately afterward, and the auction carried on after that. All of which points to one key fact. The ringleader was the killer. That's the only one that makes sense. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim. Hey, Gavel! Not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy. And if they weren't the victim, then they can only have been the killer.
Overruled.
A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I am fully aware of that, Your Honor. I was merely warming up for the main event. Yep. There were certain traces left on the scene that seemed to suggest that the ringleader was the killer. Please hurry and show us. Something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader as having been the killer. What is something that was placed on the scene? It could be this, or the candelabrum itself. On the scene of the crime. The corsage. Placed on the scene. The letter?
Take that!
I don't get it. My bad, bro. My bad. There's like multiple options for this. That one was a stretch, I'll admit. That one was a stretch for now. Could have been this. It could have been this. It could have been the blood. It could have been that. I think they want the
Take
candelabra.
that!
Fuck, dude, really? It could have been the clothes. Like, there's a multitude of these things it could have been. What is something that was placed on the scene is the thing, though. Clothes?
Take that!
Fine. Is it the blood? Where they hid the body, then? It's just the way they phrased it. Or something they would have wanted to hide. They would have wanted to hide.
Take that!
What? If the ringleader was the killer, there's something they would have wanted to hide. The mask? The mask.
Is it the mask? It might be the mask.
Take that!
What? The cow? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. It could have been everything. Wanted to hide. As having been the killer. That wasn't placed on the scene. Also, what are you talking about, right? The, something placed on the scene?
Take that!
Nope. Why do I not know this? It could have been the key card too.
Take that!
What? I'm so lost. I'm so lost in this. I don't know why. Okay. Where can that be? If the ringleader was the killer, there's something that they would have wanted to hide. The murder weapon, you know, the body. Something. Then please hurry up and show it. Certain traces? The blood marks?
Take that!
What? I'm so confused. I get. Is it this mask?
Take that!
No. Do I do the actual mask? The empty mask? Fuck, dude, I don't know.
Take
Raincoat.
that!
Nope. Going through everything again, I guess. Why am I so bad at this case? I saw the ringleader as having been the killer.
Take that!
Oh. The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the foot of the goddess of statue. It was due to the blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber. But it was simply a ruse designed to cover up the blood that had dripped down. What? In order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct? Correct. If the culprit had nothing to do with the auction, they would have had no reason to cover up that blood. Which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same. And to identify the identity of the ringleader, you have anyone you'd like to name. And the auction is always held in this committee chamber, with its storeroom located just overhead. But at the very least, we know that the murderous ringleader has some connection to the committee. Yes, yes. And you suspect me, correct? As the committee's most powerful member, I should hardly be surprised, right? You're a fine prosecutor. That much I'll give you. But I think I may have mentioned already, you are also hopelessly naive. You've got nothing, dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever. Also, I think that particular point kind of didn't align, because, like, I don't know. I feel like the blood would have dripped naturally down, too, but whatever. Unless you've got something to share after all. I have any evidence to show that Chairman Winter is the murderer. I don't. It was Chairman Winter himself who brought up the fact that I suspected him. And he's seemingly confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. Which means he knows I have nothing. Oh, well, Miles, my boy, time to pay the piper. I've always wanted to say that. Verity, he's all yours. Hold it. Wait, dang it. I just remembered something.
Huh? Did you have amnesia too?
Nah, it just done came to me. Flash of inspiration, you know how it is. For you, yes. Very well, say your piece.
Objection!
What are you doing, Verity?
Mr. Edgeworth has made it clear that he won't give up until every last flick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, lest he try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future.
Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll help Gavel bring this to the winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are. Fine. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
You heard the chairman, Miss Hart, if you would be so kind. Well, all right then. Here goes nothing. The facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts, please. And don't you worry your pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist. Truth's my middle name. Color me officially word. So the ringleader's a killer, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers, right? The thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. And now, I had Mia look back downstairs right after that. No. And when you know it, there were 11 little duckies, all lined up in a row. How? And you're sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure can be, your gavelship. Saw him with my own two peepers.
So, 11 before the murder and 11 again right after means... Oh, wait, that's a thingy.
A contradiction, Eustace. Do try to keep up. Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all? I've done told you already. They carried right on after, like nothing ever happened. Oh, except for... It wasn't nothing much, but... What is it? That little old mallet doodad. Can't have yourself an auction without one. Kind of like the one Missy got over there, but different. The auctioneer's hammer. And that's the bunny. Regular. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right all the way through, then nothing. Just like that. So the noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Did it have something to do with the murder? I may know what that. If what Miss Hart is telling us is true, we have something of a problem. Namely, that if the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendees, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth.
Child, one for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth.
See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do. No, there must be something we've overlooked. Something we still don't have an explanation for. I just need to think. If I can, Kay is...
All right, kids. We finally have all our answers now. If so, then I expect you to make good on...
Hold it. One moment, sir. I worry that it might still be a little too early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Mr. Edgeworth. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. Aloud, hold it, perhaps. Oh, yes, of course. And once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat.
Very well. Let's get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains?
Why, the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir.
That's...
Indeed. I'm back with the witnesses, Your Honor. Yep.
What is this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have a compress ready in 2 Ow! This better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon be. Wish they had. Dr. Hertz, Miss Neal, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you, this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will you? Of course. We summoned you here to confirm something. What is Judge Gavel up to? Dr. Hertz, this court asks you to provide unabridged truth regarding the following. You stand by your preliminary findings. Can you vouch for their complete and total accuracy? Grandma doesn't make mistakes, ever. That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so, I ask you again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings? That's awful. How can you even say that? What are you asking? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that? It is still Neela talking, so. To help the true culprit, of course. As if I'd know anything about all that. I just know I didn't do anything of the sort. Well, that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report? Mr. Edgeworthy, I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. Huh. It's not like you to be coy, I must say. Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she is trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. If everything was recorded accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winter according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes. Oh, wait! For the record, I didn't do anything to the report. I guess we'll see, won't we? Dr. Hirsch, perhaps you could begin with your side of the story. Why do we even need to? This is pointless. I'll be the judge of what's pointless, thank you very much. We have patients waiting back at the hospital. But, Grandma, ow! We really don't have time for this. Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is. It could be either. It could be her, Needler. Grandma says she'll testify. It's either Needler or Winter. But could you please make it quick? If we're not back soon, people will suffer. And yet you have no qualms about taking your time and buying cotton candy the last time we saw you. We'll let you go as soon as we can, I promise. Assuming you tell us the truth, that is. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end things here. Pretty good so far. I feel like it's fairly... Unless there's a twist, it's been fairly obvious who it is, so... As usual, I was calling it out for being a bad resolve of the coroner's report being wrong, but obviously they cover their bases as usual. Lots of little things. I mean, the blood on the hood. Like, I knew what I wanted to say, basically. I was thinking it was, why is there no blood around the chest area? I was thinking, why is there no stab holes in the chest of the raincoat / blood? I mean, there would be blood too, which is like slightly different. I agree, but yeah.
I was like, well, because like it could have been the body was moved or anything. And also it was trying to find um there is also this is like, why is there so much blood down here? Why is there so much blood down here when it was quote unquote supposed to be the viewing platform, or what's it called? Which is a point we got to, I guess, because the killer wanted it to look that way, obviously. But yeah. And then the white there that applies to the wiped up blood too, you know? So it's whatever. Um Basically, so far I'm not sure the resolves of this one have been perfect, but they've been okay nonetheless. We will get to this mistake and see who is behind that. And then we get to probably the truth and Kay's memory return too. Also, mind chess. Mechanically, great. The actuality of it playing out, dumb as hell. Especially since we have a mind chess. So, like, some of them make sense, right? Like against Lotta, was it Lotta, or against Lotta, or like people that like to talk against people that are like, I'm the victim or I'm the murderer. Why would I tell you anything? It's the reality of like, if you don't I don't know nothing. You know? If you don't say anything, you can't get caught. Is kind of how it usually goes. But we'll chalk it up to cocky people. And anyways, have a good one, guys. I will actually be back tomorrow for Thursday stream, and finishing off this case for sure. I don't have any plans tomorrow, so hope you stick by or stop by, and we'll get the end of case 4 going and done. Have a good one, guys. Peace.